Huh. Even these Hawk missiles that were designed in 1959 are effective against Russian cruise missiles and drones. Appreciate it, America. No problem. Thank you, Ukraine. I built 40,000 missiles for that system and really never got a chance to use them, so it's actually cheaper for you to throw them at Russian equipment than it is for me to destroy them, so appreciate that. None of that matters. I am still producing more weaponry than they are or you are. Yeah, but hold on. I haven't really hit, like, total war mode. I'm only producing, like, I don't know, 40,000 155 shells a month now, and like 42 Patriot Pack 3 MSE missiles, a whole bunch of other stuff, like 8 HIMARS a month. God, the future I want is going to require an unfathomable amount of violence.
Wait, did someone say violence? You know, you can't spell manslaughter without laughter.
What I wouldn't give for a couple of those in my Air Force. So anyways, that Boeing Starliner capsule, it landed perfectly fine, but nobody was on board, and when they checked it out, it was just some interference in the speakers. It wasn't aliens, but they said that the interference did come from this planet, so anyone know anything about that?
Okay, fine. You guys were looking for solutions. Franklin thought he had one, but he can't tell them what the solution is unless he talks to them. So he made a preliminary ham radio. Honestly, it's quite impressive. The dude's super smart. He's like a little raccoon MacGyver. A coon Guyver. No, I probably can't get away with that.
And that's why I picked him as a running mate, because goddamn, if he can put together a ham radio, he can fix Congress.
You know, Grandpa Buff, I've been meaning to ask you about your political stance, but for fear of getting canceled, I'm just gonna never ask that question to you ever.
Honestly, my political stance is pretty simple. Leave people the fuck alone. Set term limits for the congressmen and the senators. Oh, and by the way, stop taking so much out of their fucking pocket.
You know what? He's got my vote. Buff Franklin 2024. What are you going to do about the whole Venezuelan gang taking over that place in Colorado?
Oh, that's easy. A very assertively written letter.
I don't think that will work, but that's very grown up of you, Grandpa Buff.
Yeah, and then I'm going to tape it to the side of a JDAM and send it through the roof of that apartment complex, because I don't negotiate with fucking thugs. And if Venezuela has a problem with it, I'll glass their ass too.
There it is. That's the level of violence I expected from Grandpa Buff. I fail to see how that will solve any of your real problems, America. You are the pinnacle of extreme violence. Okay, Redcoat, you got no room to talk. You have gangs running wild, you have mass stabbings. France has a guy right now that is going to prison because his wife, for the last 17 years, he would drug her and then let other men use her how they wanted to. There's a guy in Poland who's going to prison right now because he abducted a woman, made her his sex slave, there's no other way to say that, and decided to take out her teeth and remove her lips as part of his awful experiments. There are shitty humans all over this world. What the fuck did I do?
Honestly, for those last two, it kind of makes sense that women chose the bear, so what do you say we set those guys up with a bear?
Oh, that's right. Grandpa Buff, Franklin was letting me know that bears are not inherently aggressive. They only are like that when they're starving.
That kind of makes sense. Oh, hey, I got it. Let's find one from a fucked up country that was part of a circus and really hates people because they were treated poorly. Then we'll just keep him away from food for a little while and toss him in a room with those guys. Seems like problem solved. You want to be stupid? You get the bear.
Okay. Franklin says as your running mate, he backs you 100% on this. And also, if the Supreme Court has anything to say about it, he has ways to change their mind. Yes, it's still waterboarding if you use jet fuel.